All right. Uh, so this video will be about how I deal with rejection, and I'm not talking about women and stuff. Look at me. There's no way I've ever been rejected. Anyway, I'm talking about as a writer. I'm talking about I'm talking about bad reviews. I'm just talking about all the negatives that come along with this. I've been in this 30 some odd years, and so I've dealt with a ton of rejection, a ton, lots and lots of stories I've written, novels I've written that have just been rejected. And sometimes you get a nice note with it. Most of the time, you get a hey, thanks for sending this to us. We're not interested. Go away. I don't think I've ever gotten one like that, but I mean, maybe they're out there. Who knows? So for me, you handle rejection the best way you have. You gotta have a thick skin in this business. I mean, you have to because you're gonna get a lot of rejection, especially in the beginning. And again, I've been in this for 30 years, and like last week, I got two rejections on the same day for short stories, and I was like, oh, that's not cool. And both of them were, hey, we liked your story, but it just didn't fit with what we were doing, kind of thing. So that's part of the being rejected too. You might look and you go, hey, this is a really good, say it's a themed anthology. You write a story for it, and you think, hey, I got this good angle for it. Whatever, my story is going to be original. Whatever. You send it in, and then and this has happened to me several times where they're like, hey, we held it for the second round or whatever, but ultimately it didn't fit or whatever, and they send it, and then I'll read the anthology, and there would be another story with that theme or idea. And so for me, I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I didn't get accepted because there was a similar story. Oh, we're doing monsters, and I wrote a chupacabra story, and there's a chupacabra story in it, and if I'm admitting it to myself, that was a damn good chupacabra story that other person wrote. So I really can't get mad at it. So sometimes it's because hey, your story just, let's be honest. Sometimes you write a story and it just flat out sucks. Just a bad story. You might think it's a good story because it's your writing. You don't want your ego to go, hey, that was a garbage story. You send it in and you're like, yeah, this is a big story, and then it's not a good story. Whatever. You have those. I have stories that I have probably submitted 15, 20 times that have never hit. They've never been accepted. And the problem is a lot of the time it's not even like, hey, and this is what's wrong with the story. It's just like we didn't like the story. Hey, thanks for submitting this. Submit something to us again in the future. Not this. So you just don't know. I am lucky enough that I've written hundreds of stories. I write about you can see another video where I write 400,000 words a year. A lot of that is short stories. A lot of that is flash fiction pieces. Different things. So for me, I'm going to get an idea and I'm going to write it and I'm going to see what happens. And if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. It just gets put on the pile, and the idea is somewhere down the line there's another anthology or there's another magazine or there's another webzine or whatever, and they're looking for a specific type of story, and I go through the list and I go, oh, I have that. That's a story that I've written, or that's I have something that's maybe close enough. Give it another shot. Is it accepted? Who knows? I've had stories where they're 4 and 5 years old, and they're accepted. Because it just hits. It's just a matter of like anything else. Listen, this whole I always say this, and some authors get mad at me, but I'm going to say it anyway. If this is all luck, that's all it is. It's all luck. It's luck the way that my career worked out. And I'll probably do a video at some point about my beginnings in this back in, you know, 1988. My first short story was published. Probably do like, a couple of videos about stuff. But for the most part, it's just really luck. I mean, yeah, you got to write the stories, but it's just the luck of sending them to the right anthology, the luck of sending it to the right publisher, the luck of whatever, the luck of somebody reading that story and goes, wow, what else does this person have? And they read my entire backlist, 200 and something books, and they're just reading all of them. I mean, you want those fans, and that's what keeps me going. So I also don't dwell on it too much. I also don't dwell on the rejections too much. These are not my babies. A lot of authors are like, well, this book is my baby, but that would mean I have like 500 babies. That's a lot of babies. I mean, that's a lot of child support. So I don't really worry about that. I just go, man, they didn't accept it. Let's just move on. Let me just find the next place for this story. Or if they give me some feedback, hey, we like this, but this didn't ring true, or this character was a little off, or I didn't understand this or this. Perfect. I'm going to rewrite that story. I'm going to go through and I'm going to maybe change a couple things. I won't send it back to them, obviously, but I will find another publisher for that story. And I think that's the important part. Here's the real bottom line. As you can see by my hat, I'm an Oakland Raiders fan. They're not the Las Vegas Raiders. They were never the Los Angeles Raiders. Oakland Raiders. Yeah, I'm 56 years old. Oakland Raiders. I've had some really, really, really bad seasons as a fan, but I'm still a fan. You know what I'm saying? When I was a teenager, they were winning Super Bowls, and I'm like, this is gonna be great the rest of my life. No. I mean, they have the worst record in football right now. So you know what? I'm like, hey, top number 1 pick in the draft next year. Let's do this. Let's pick our quarterback of the future. So in that respect, you just whatever it is what it is. People who know me know I get excited about a lot of things. I go over the top, OTT, with a lot of stuff that bothers me. I'm the old man yelling, "Get off my lawn." For rejections, I don't really get all that worked up. I mean, there are times where I'm like, oh, I thought that was the perfect story for this. Oh, I really want to be in this magazine, or I really wanted to be part of this anthology because, or I see somebody that I know is another author is also in that anthology, and I'm like, you know what? That would be great to share a table of contents with that person. That would be fun. Doesn't always happen. Doesn't always happen a lot. I have been blessed where I've had a lot of short stories in the last, say, 2-3 years. I went through a stretch. I think I had 9 or 10 short stories all accepted over 3 months. And some of those still haven't come out yet, by the way. I'm thinking about that. I have a lot of short stories out there right now. Nothing is wasted. So I'll put a short story out there, and you hope for the best, but I never dwell on it. I never go, oh, well, it's been 60 days, and according to Duotrope, after 60 days, I just throw it out there, and if I remember to send another message, I will. I'm not a fan. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of not getting a rejection. I don't know when this garbage started, but when I started, you sent back you said, hey, this isn't for us. And that was self-addressed stamped envelopes. I mean, now it's an email. You can't take 5 seconds to send me an email and say, hey, this wasn't for us. That would kill you. I don't care if you get 1,000 emails. Just go through. Just knock them out. Rant over. So there you go. That's my way of dealing with rejections. I don't think about rejections. I just move on. There's nothing that is life-changing, whether it's a book, whether it's a short story, whatever. I'm just moving on. One of my goals for next year is to find an agent. I'll do another video in next week or the week after. But more or less, if I never get an agent, if I never find an agent, then you know what? It is what it is. Then it just wasn't meant to be. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to say, well, you know what? I just got another rejection. I'm not writing any more short stories. I'm not submitting to any publishers anymore. No, it makes no sense. I know a lot of authors who basically give up. And my thing is always like, do you really want to do this? Like, is this a passion for you, or just you think you're going to make money doing this? Because for me, if I knew I was never going to get another short story published in my life, I was never going to get another book in my life, I think I would be upset. But I would also keep writing, because writing is what I do. Writing is something in my blood that I've been doing since I was 12 years old. I can't stop writing. I can't stop creating things. It helps me. It helps fight the depression. It gives me something to do, except go get a real job and work, retail management, work 80-hour week doing that. I'd rather do this for 100 hours a week. So there you go. How do you deal with rejection? How do you, you get a rejection, and what's your first thought on it? When do you see a friend of yours, a fellow writer that is in a magazine, or he's in an anthology or something? What's your reaction to that person, being there? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get mad at him, but I'm like, oh, I wanted to be in that. Like, it's the fear of missing out. FOMO, as us young kids say. I think we still say that. All right. Let me know, and do me a favor, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. I would appreciate it. And watch some of my videos. I'm trying to build this up. I have the subscribers. I need more subscribers like you. And I also need more hours watched. So do me a solid. I think the young kids also still say that.